quick one, right? Assess the readiness of your students to participate. If you want to design games for students, so it means you don't just design the games. You try to assess them. Okay, are they ready to play this game I want to play? So you have to assess them, and you have to see is that particular game, is it going to be fitting for that particular that group of students? Okay, and then you have to go into specific, just general design, right? Design whereby you know that okay, how is it going to be related to the environment you want the student to be playing, and you also how to, let me say here, to put the game or situation to fit your environment players by modifying the rules. Okay, so it's about like if it's a common game, you can modify the rules. If it's a common game, that it's not that maybe you created it from the blues, but you can make the rules, maybe you bend them to fit the environment, right? Because it can be that maybe that game was played where you want them to play. And also the next, you decide on how to structure participation to ensure that the whole class get involved, right? So you say, okay, you want everybody to be involved. So maybe the game was designed for 2 people. So how are you going to let anyone play the game? Maybe you are going to create 5 groups, or maybe you create one group, big group. So you have to think about that, right? I think this is just telling us that the games that are created for instruction, you cannot just take them and use them. You need to think about where you are to say, okay, with the students I have, if I use this game, is it going to be effective? Because it could be working somewhere because of maybe there are good facilities, maybe where you are facilities like that are not there. So you should think about that to say, okay, how am I going to make sure that everyone is involved? And okay, here unfortunately, ignore the D and D because they're just mixed up. K, then you introduce the game or simulation with similar but interested activities and follow this instruction on how to play the games. Or it's all about, I mean, the idea, letting the student, the whoever's participating know about the game. So I mean, you can't just bring the game whereby they have, the participants, they have got no knowledge completely. You need to make sure that they know what they are going to be getting involved with. And when the game have started, here they should be playing unless the request for assistance, meaning you tell. It's so I think in this stage it's just an obvious thing. You design them, you know how it's going to go like. Then you tell them all these the ways it's going to be structured and the rules, how to play the game. Meaning, if because it's for instruction, I mean, tell them if it's them got a problem, they should tell you for assistance how they want to be assisted, something like that, right? So there might be maybe yourself, you might decide to have maybe coordinators. I think the best example for this is just to think about the kindergarten. That's why you can see. You see, another control. Either coordinate. So you need to have someone to have that role of be a coordinator or moderator, because if there are no moderators or coordinator, there might be maybe people will be cheating or interfering with other people, with students or whatever. So there should be someone to make sure it's being done properly, right? Something like that. This is just a few elements. Yeah, but according to time, I think let me try to fix them in order, some of these elements. But as from here, we wanted to do what is good, like say, the same elements we have talked about. It's like game-based learning. You say, you're learning, people that are learning, but now you're using games, right? So you see that there's that game-based learning. There are some benefits of learning through games. What are the benefits? And some of the obvious, we talked about them already. Like it helps solving problems, encourage critical thinking, increase student engagement and motivation. So these are some of these I don't even have to tell you. You can even just think about them. Okay, if I mean a game has been used, or you can take the kindergarten world as your example. Gwagona kuti ana kumene kuja ndichifukwa chani amayuza magame kuti azaphunzisa and ana aja how do they go about it they are able ati kuti mafunika nawo kwapaka control kunyumba kuchi they are able to control them why kunyumba kucha maybe don't usually play the games with them. They'll go there out na matoi out na chakuti, but they are, they're going to be willing to do that. They'll be able to open up. So some of the benefits are those: introduce the situational learning, address special educational. Okay, then there is what is called digital game-based learning. So we'll talk about the later because they are the same game-based learning, but the digital game-based learning. This means use cell phones. They are the games you use now. Cell phones, you use digital platforms. I mean, nowadays they're used to that, right? Yeah. So I think in the meantime, because of time, we'll pause here. But what I'm going to do, I will share this. I don't know whether I can share the whole slide. I'll see where I can, but I'll just share the slide so far, so that we can go through what we have done. Okay. So here, you write your name here and your signature down here. Right, so I think we can pause there for today. So yeah. But so say game-based learning is a teaching method that uses the power of games to define and support learning outcomes. So that's maybe the simplest definition of game-based learning, right? A teaching method that uses the power of games to define and support learning. It's more or less like you are using the games to support learning, right? And we're going to see later on the difference of like here, we're going to say there's a difference between the game-based learning and gamification, right? Which is they are closer, but they're not the same. I think you'll see them later, whereby game-based learning, whereby you are learning using games. Okay, I think we'll see that later on when we reach there. But for just food for thought, then you can maybe look it up later on, and then we'll connect with that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I will share maybe the slides for our colleague, the ones that we already shared with the